The rule, the gentleman from Virginia, for 5 minutes in support of his motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is the final amendment to the bill, which will not kill the bill or send it back to committee. If adopted, the bill will immediately proceed to final passage as amended. Mr. Speaker, my amendment is simple. It ensures that the EPA continues to use the best available science to respond to threats to public health, including black lung and asthma, caused by or exacerbated by exposure to pollution or toxic chemicals. This motion to recommit reverses harmful restrictions imposed by this bill that make it almost impossible to base public protections on the best available scientific information, much of which is private or proprietary and cannot always be published. In its current form, Mr. Speaker, this bill, the so-called Honest and Open EPA Science Treatment Act, seriously impedes the EPA's ability to protect the American public from pollutants, toxins, and other dangerous threats to their well-being. The true intention of this bill is not to increase transparency in policymaking, but rather to bar scientists and civil servants from enforcing the intent of bedrock protections in the Clean Air Act and the Clean Water Act and other important laws. If this secret science bill passes in its current form, the EPA's work will grind to a halt, and countless Americans will suffer or even die as a result. Hardworking miners whose work and contribution has been overly politicized in the debate to keep access to science are the greatest at risk. Generations of miners toil dutifully to support their families, all the while exposing themselves to toxicity and pollution that can leave them with lifelong debilitating diseases such as black lung and asthma. Families who will struggle from the cost to treat these expensive diseases and from the loss of income due to days missed from work do not need more or political football. They need access to the best care available, which relies upon evidence-based science. They deserve far better than what the majority is offering. Mr. Speaker, I came to Congress with a mission to uphold the values and principles of the great constituents living in Virginia's 4th Congressional District. I believe that mission includes advocating for the health of all Americans. That means advocating for sound science and reasonable policies. It means rejecting dangerous, short-sighted, and astonishingly hard-hearted piece of legislation that is currently before you. Mr. Speaker, science is the bedrock of sound medical and public health decision-making. EPA's science-based decision-making process has saved lives and led to the dramatic improvements in the quality of the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the earth we share. All Americans have benefited from the research-based scientific advice that scientists have provided the EPA, and that is why I urge my colleagues to support my motion to recommit.